Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're gonna be talking about Aurora and some of the catalysts that could help Aurora stock rise. At least three catalysts that can help Aurora stock rise in the short term. Yes, it's a depressing day. This stock might be trading around $7 for maybe another week or 2 weeks from now, but eventually, I think money will be pouring back into Aurora because of three catalysts that I can think of that might do this. So the first catalyst is Aurora being listed on the New York Stock Exchange, just like Cannabis, because I do really believe that Aurora will list on New York Stock Exchange, but there's a chance they only might get listed on the Nasdaq, but that would be a big blow to them if they didn't go on the New York Stock Exchange. This just my opinion though, because if they're aiming to be a leader, they need to be on the New York Stock Exchange. That's my 2 cents on this. And this is going to be a catalyst that's going to help propel the stock. I guarantee it. Oh, I'm pretty sure. I don't guarantee it. Nothing is 100% in the stock market. And then the second catalyst could be Aurora Cannabis spinning off U.S. Cannabis company Australis Capital. So in this article, for every 20 shares, Aurora, for every Aurora, 20 Aurora shares, we get one common share and one warrant share exercisable. The warrants exercisable at 25 cents. I'm not too sure exactly how much money I'm gonna be getting, how much each share is gonna be worth and how much each warrant's gonna be worth. But but when I get these shares and warrants, I'll definitely take a screenshot and I'll post it in a video for you guys to see. So I guess stay tuned for that. Okay, so I have 162,000 shares, and then you divide that by 20. So Aurora is giving me about 8,100 shares. If each share is 25 cents, that's about $2,000 they gave me for $160,000. It's not very much, but and there's also a warrant too, so it could be double that. It could be 4,000, and then on top of that, over time, if the stock grows in price, then they can literally give me 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, depending on how much the stock price rise over time after it goes public. And it's going public soon, according to Cam Battley. I will give proof of that in another video, but I'm assuming that people who are shorting the shares, they're gonna have to buy back eventually for this deal of Aurora, 20 Aurora shares for every share. The people lending out their shares for these shorters, eventually those shorters have to cover their share costs, and that's going to cause the stock price to rise. At least this is just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but I do know that shorters haven't covered their shares yet, at least according to Facebook. So I don't know how 100% that is. I don't know really how to check who's shorting stocks, and so I don't know how to check those. So if you guys know how, please comment below, give me a link. I would love to see how many shares is getting shorted at Aurora, because according to what I learned about shorts, they have to cover those shares eventually, so they're gonna have to buy back in, and when that happens, the stock price is gonna rise. And then the third catalyst, Aurora's Q3 financial report. It could be a catalyst for the stock to rise, especially if the grams sold and grams produced with Cannabis is about the same, and the revenue just skyrockets, and the international revenue doubles or triples from this value. Because right now, let me just scroll down a little bit. So right now, they're selling for the March 31st quarter. They're selling 2,300 kilograms in Europe, now that they have more supply because of Cannabis, they could double that. They could go $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 dollars worth of product, because they're selling to Italy now, and they have the whole deal with Hendrik Clank, and Pendanios has 3,000 pharmacies. So the Aurora has a really good chance to shine in this next quarter report. At least this is what I believe, and this could be another catalyst for the stock to rise. So there's a lot of catalysts that's happening within August that can cause the stock to rise. So honestly, at 684, I call it a sale price, but don't buy because I'm saying, oh, it's a sale price. This is just my opinion, my belief. Do your own research if you're willing to if you want to buy into Aurora. Just, yeah, disclaimer. So I'm gonna play a little video of Aurora, because it explains the whole Australia's capital for people that don't know.
Aurora take a more active control over its U.S. assets, over Australis? Is that built into the whole pie here?
So that's the second part of it, right? We have this built-in back-in right. So if at any time in the next 10 years the U.S. federal landscape changes, cannabis is no longer a Schedule I drug, it becomes effectively federally legal on a medical basis to start with, then yes, we are able to come back in through that back-in right and participate with Australis and bring that back into the Aurora family.
Okay, and Australis itself will go public at some point in the very near future?
On the CSE and within the next few weeks, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Yes. And so so Australis then is a completely separate company,
completely,
with access to some of the resources that Aurora has on a completely separated basis. But what's the management team's mandate in pursuing these opportunities that you describe? Are there boots on the ground right now in all of the states that are licensed looking at assets?
Yes. Yes. And here's the thing. What's interesting about the U.S. market, well, there's lots of interesting things, but one of the interesting things about the U.S. market is that it's not one market. It's a series of different smaller markets, and you've got California with its population bigger than Canada's, and you've got Washington state where there's some very, very cool technology available, and of course it's spreading across the U.S. so that you have 30 states with medical, and 9 states plus District of Columbia with legal consumer. Lots of things happening that are very, very cool that we can see opportunities to leverage in the future, not just in the U.S. but around the world. But it's all separated. They're not operating as one national market. So it's a very, very interesting situation. And you've got to be nimble, you've got to be quick, you've got to have access to the capital, and you have to have very, very good business development people, analysts, and so on to identify those technologies that we consider undervalued, and then bring them in and create something that is a cohesive whole.
Sure. What's the background of the management team of Australis in terms of being qualified to hunt down these assets in the U.S. market?
What do you expect me to say? They're a bunch of potheads?
No. They're a bunch of warriors.
Well, I don't want to speak too much for them, because that company very shortly will be speaking for itself. Right. But they're
You heard Cam Battley, right? He said a few weeks they'll go public, and then on the second thought he said like they're gonna be speaking on Midas Letter, and if I think I might be adding more shares to that position that Aurora is giving me as basically a dividend, which is nice. I mean, it's not very much of a dividend, but hey, whatever. It's something, right? It's better than nothing. So I think that's quite nice of them to do that, and yeah. So that's like basically the end of the video. I just want to talk a little bit about other subjects now. So if you see like Monster Beverage, right? They're an energy drink company. They're worth like $33 billion, right? $33 billion. And they sell like energy drinks $3 to $5, right? Aurora, when they make the product, infused cannabis products, and Canopy and a bunch of other players going to be making like cannabis infused beer, $3 to $5 a can. I can see that being a really big market because like there's different type of cans too, right? There's some cans that will make you have more energy, some cans that will make you feel tired. There's, you know, it's like multiple different strains of cans. So there's like a variety of different products that can be made from this infused cannabis. So honestly, it has a bigger potential than Monster Beverage, because Monster Beverage only has one really side effect: a lot of energy when you drink one. But Aurora's cannabis beer has a lot of effects, and then there also could be like CBD drinks, and there's like CBD products. So if you look at like one of the big players like Canopy and Aurora for the long term, I'm not putting Aphria in there because I'm not really impressed with them right now. But if you look at Canopy and Aurora on the long term, these companies are going to be giant companies. They're going to have great branding, and they're going to be worth way more than what their market cap is right now if they get into every single market. There's the pharmaceutical side where they can use like cannabis to make like different type of drugs, and different delivery methods, and then there's the whole beverage side, and then there's the whole medical market. So it's like it's a really big market and has a lot of potential. At least this is what I believe. I think these stocks are just undervalued in my opinion. Okay, I guess Namaste 420. There was a Namaste 420 live today. It was very interesting. They were talking about like I don't know. It's just he seems very like I don't know. He seems very confident in himself and his company. So like I guess it takes a matter of time, but honestly, they say they're like the best. They're like there's nobody out there better than them. I disagree with that. I think there are better companies that have potential to surpass Namaste, and they're a lot cheaper than Namaste. So I totally disagree with that, but I do want to see them succeed, and I will be a shareholder. It's just I don't think I'm going to be a big shareholder, because I think there's probably better opportunities out there, like maybe Australis Capital. Maybe that's better, because then eventually that company go back to Aurora, right? So and then it's expanding in the United States, and the United States is a big market. So, and I'm interested to see the interview and see what their plans are, what they're planning to do. Are they planning to, you know, acquire grow ops? Are they planning to acquire dispensaries? Like what exactly are they doing in the United States? That's very interesting to me, and I'm really curious on the interview video next week, when it happens on Midas Letter in the coming months, maybe like the end of the month. I think that'll be very exciting. I think Namaste, if Namaste hits $1.30, I'll buy back into the shares. And then if it pops to like $1.43, $1.45, $1.50, then I'll start selling, and then I'll just keep playing the selling and buying game for Namaste. Try to make a little bit of money here and there, because like I no longer have the mentality of a super long investor in Namaste, unfortunately. But I do want to see the company succeed. I see the company's vision, but I think there's better investments out there than Namaste, right, at least for right now anyways. So that's just me. Okay, so I'm gonna end it off with Aphria. Remember how I mentioned international sales? Well, that question came up. It said, hi, good morning. Just to confirm, was there any international revenues recorded during the quarter? a very minor amount related to the SL groups in adult. Okay, and how do you see this evolving into Q1 and Q2? Where are you going to see the inflection point in your international revenues? So the ability to sell at our pace, much more significant revenue base in EU, will be driven by EU compliant GMP certification. We see that timing really starts to hit financial statements. Probably Q2. In the interim, we are looking at on multiple other strategies in the EU that we see a sales level increase for the term of the export coming from 10. If coming from 10, it will be Q2. I don't really understand this what that means, but maybe it's just a mistype. But this is on Seeking Alpha. If you guys subscribe, you guys can read up the press conference. This might disappear, so better act quick. But yeah, you can read the whole article. You can read the whole press conference. I read it. I don't know. Doesn't really sound very impressive, but that's just me though. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, please give me a thumbs down. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.